Hey everybody, today we are at Manhattan West, headed towards the Hudson Yards development, where we're going to be doubling back by the Moynihan Train Hall and exploring a little bit down Broadway all the way to Madison Square Park. Today is July 7th, 2025, and it's around 1 p.m. I'm on a lunch break right now, so I thought I'd quickly film this video to show everybody what New York City is like during lunchtime. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. You know, I really like the Manhattan West development, particularly during the summertime, because it's so nice, right? There's very few and far between outdoor spaces in Manhattan that are open to the public, that are so close to big kind of major office metropolises, so to speak. You have one Manhattan West and two Manhattan West right in front of us. And a lot of the big companies have been relocating from the Class B and Class C office towers to more Class A properties, like many of the ones that we've toured here. You have major quantitative hedge fund, D.E. Shaw, now having their headquarters at Manhattan West as well. Really gorgeous landscaping too. These benches are solid marble with trees and a lot of greenery. You also have direct views of the Edge development. This is the tallest observation deck in New York City, the Edge. In terms of transportation, you have 34th Street Penn Station, as well as the Moynihan Train Hall directly in front of us. So not only can you take the Long Island Railroad, you could take the New Jersey Transit, the subway, and the Amtrak train, which makes it perfect for business commuting. If you live in, even all the way down parts of New Jersey, Philadelphia, and the like, the commute is pretty easy if you have a business meeting at 2 Manhattan West or 1 Manhattan West. State-of-the-art transportation facilities too inside the Moynihan Train Hall. This is now looking northbound. You can see the B&H on the corner of 33rd Street, which is one of the most famous electronics stores in New York that's native to New York, by the way. If you're visiting here and you're kind of a tech geek like myself, have a stop in the store because it's extremely, I would say, efficiently laid out. If you look at the ceiling when you're on B&H, they have this unbelievable logistics system set up with a bunch of pulleys and levers and conveyor belts, and that's how they get the products to and from the stock room all the way to the counter for checkout. It's very efficient. We are now exiting Manhattan West, and we are officially at the back entrance of the Moynihan Train Hall. If you were to enter these doors and continue to walk all the way, you'll see the shops, the offices, as well as the main train terminal. And even a food court. Food court's very good in there as well. Before we continue to walk, I just want to show you the gravity of these buildings. 1 Manhattan West and 2 Manhattan West. If you continue to walk westbound, you'll run into the New York City Hudson Yards development. The last stop on the 7 train is Hudson Yards in Manhattan. The last stop on the 7 train in Queens, New York, is Flushing Main Street. We'll now make a left on 31st Street. Again, this is 9th Avenue heading over towards 8th Avenue. You're going to have the spire of the Empire State Building come into view, as well as Madison Square Garden. Now, just a quick blurb about the current office situation in New York. We're seeing a major migration, and this all started after the pandemic. There's been a huge motive to have employees return back to the office. So in an event to get employees back to the office, businesses and major companies native to New York have been relocating their office space from older buildings into newer Class A properties, like the ones we just explored in Manhattan West and over near the Hudson Yards, but also in Midtown Manhattan too, all up and down Park Avenue, One Vanderbilt by Grand Central Station. You also have the new 270 Park Avenue, which is JP Morgan Chase brand new office tower, and Citadel is going to build their 350 Park Avenue to rival Jamie Dimon's 270 Park. So oftentimes businesses are getting less space in terms of square footage footprint, but they're upgrading in terms of quality of the office, right? Luxury amenities, floor-to-ceiling glass windows to entice employees back to work. So you have quite high vacancy in the Class B and Class C towers, but the prime Class A office towers, they're actually pretty full, almost running at 100% occupancy. I really quickly want to show you this. This is 351 West 31st Street. This is the entrance to the Moynihan Train Hall. And there's this very, very unique sculpture on the ceiling. And not a lot of people know about it. I oftentimes try to showcase this. This is the 31st Street and 9th Avenue entrance. And if you come in the doors here, I just want you to look up, and you have the entire skyline of Manhattan hanging upside down in the train station. Again, not many people know about this because everybody's just so busy going to the train, to the office, that they just never spend any time just to look up. So if you're visiting, come to the 31st Street entrance and look up and enjoy this very interesting sculpture. Thought I'd just do that quick detour. This is the new Amtrak Metropolitan Lounge, by the way. And then down here is the food court, which is actually very nice. Tons of restaurants. There's even a full bar there that's open to midnight. On Fridays and Saturdays, I think it's open to 1 a.m. We'll head back out and get back on 31st Street. We are going to cross all the way over to Broadway. So we're going to pass the back entrance of Madison Square Garden. And you'll be able to see the front entrance to the post office. if you need to make a passport or renew a passport in New York, the 34th Street in between 8th and 9th, this post office is the best. It's so fast. This is where I got my passport, right in here. You can see a beautiful cityscape from here. We now have a beautiful view of Madison Square Garden, as well as One Penn Plaza, as well as the New York Times building, which is in Times Square, across from the Port Authority bus terminal.
I texted him over the weekend about this, what you do about it.
This is a view looking all the way down 8th Avenue now. Here's the entrance to Penn Station, but I want to turn around and quickly show you this view. This is a stunning view of the Moynihan Train Station, and the front is still an operational post office. And you have the sweeping views of 1 Manhattan West, 2 Manhattan West, as well as the entire Hudson Yards development.
One more after this, one more way.
Really nice. We're going to pass the back entrance to Madison Square Garden. This is where all the teams' buses come in, all the players. You can see Billy Joel here. You also have Wayne Gretzky here and Taylor Swift. And Elton John. Now, another exciting office project that's right here to revitalize the Penn District is the Penn 2 project put on by Vornado. Vornado's publicly traded REIT under the ticker symbol VNO. And this is their Penn 2 initiative, which has a beautiful office space with outdoor space too, and a brand new entrance to Madison Square Garden. So chances are, if you haven't been to Penn Station in quite some time, the second you go back to New York and experience it, it's going to look completely different. And I think they did a really good job on it. This is the main players' entrance. You'll notice over here you're going to have all new sidewalks. Really great green space, trees. I am surprised that they didn't build a new entrance to the New Jersey Transit, which you'll see here in just a moment. It's still the same old entrance that's been here a million years. Right now we're on 7th Avenue, or Fashion Avenue. If we were to make a right, this will bring us to the SUNY Fashion Institute of Technology. I'll quickly, briefly make a right, just so you can see the brand new entrance to Madison Square Garden. This is all brand new here. This looks amazing. At night it looks even better. This big kind of moving LED screen here. But this is what I'm talking about. They have the same exact entrance to New Jersey Transit, but they built all this beautiful stuff around it. We're going to make this left and we'll continue on down 31st Street, and then we're going to make a right on Broadway, because Broadway is very exciting. They closed down the majority of the street to vehicle traffic, so the vast majority is pedestrian only, and it makes it really feel more European in nature, which is great because the best thing about New York City is its walkability and being able to hang out and enjoy the city, in my view. We're headed towards New York City's Koreatown. The main area of Koreatown is 32nd Street, Korea Way.
Yeah, it was so freaking corny.
To the right we have 24 Hook and Ladder, Engine 1. And in front of us we have the Church of St. Francis. As we make a right on Broadway, one of the main things that you're going to notice as we walk down all the way towards Madison Square Park is the beautiful architecture on the buildings. It's really, really impressive. That is going to be through the Nomad neighborhood. You're also going to see the relatively new Ritz-Carlton Nomad, which is a really nice property that has great views of the Empire State Building. We'll also walk past a few notable rooftop bars that I'll point out. And if we have enough time, we'll even walk past Jeff Bezos' new apartment in New York City. It was funny, about 2 weeks ago, Bezos was able to close off the majority of the street on Fifth Avenue by Madison Square Park because he had to have 3 separate cranes to move the furniture and his artwork into his new apartment. So if it doesn't fit in the elevator, and if you have the money, you could just rent a crane, get the permits, close down the entire street, and have a crane operator lift your belongings into your apartment. Pretty insane, but that is a New York City story. A deal that I was working on in Red Hook, Brooklyn, which was actually the most expensive sale ever in Red Hook, the penthouse at the Conover. We had to get a crane to lift the, what was it called? One of those cold plunges in a sauna. We had to take a crane and lift it on the roof. But the penthouse is insane over there at the Conover. I have a video of it on the YouTube channel. But they have a 1,600 square foot roof deck on the top. You have direct views of the Statue of Liberty, all of Lower Manhattan, World Trade Center. And the idea that we created there is to have the sauna and the cold plunge on your roof deck. So in the morning you could do a cold plunge, watch the sunrise over Manhattan, and have a great view of the city. And it sold relatively quick, and it was the most expensive apartment ever sold in Red Hook, Brooklyn. In any event, this is 31st Street now and Broadway. If we were to make a left, this will run us right into the main Koreatown, which is 32nd Street, Korea Way, all the way up into about the Herald Square neighborhood, where you have the main Macy's. But for the purpose of this video, we're going to be making a right and exploring Broadway and checking out the gorgeous architecture of some of these buildings. Looks like we have the FDNY trying to get past. a tight squeeze for them. Look at King Kong on the front of the truck. Oh, since we're here, I might as well give out a quick restaurant recommendation. We'll take a quick detour. There's this bar over here. I forget the name. I'm horrible with names. But they have a $1 oyster special during happy hour. And the Korean food is amazing. We have a few minutes, so we'll walk past it. So if you're visiting New York and you're in Midtown Manhattan, 32nd Street, between Broadway and 31st Street, take my advice and come to this spot. It's really, really cool. If you just want drinks, ask to be seated upstairs because they have an awesome second floor. With all the scaffolding here, it's so hard to see it. It's like you'd miss it. Here's the spot just to the left here. Five West 31st Street, Asamil. Take my advice and come here. It's amazing, this place. I'm trying to think about the dish that I want to recommend. See it. Ah, this is the one. This seafood rosé tteokbokki. It's $25. So come here and get that. Trust me, you won't be disappointed. Five West 31st Street. So the seafood tteokbokki is amazing here. Yeah, this is the place. And the inside is amazing. Like the setup and the layout of the bar. Okay, so we'll go ahead and get back on Broadway and head down. The city added a lot of public outdoor space with the tables and chairs, and they expanded the bike lane too. Just off to the right, in between 30th Street and 29th Street, is the new Virgin Hotel. I think this place has an outdoor pool deck too, which is pretty crazy. And the views of the Empire State Building are pretty spectacular from here. It's just such an amazing change, this kind of area of Broadway. Because during the pandemic, and even a little bit after the pandemic, I'd say about a year after, between 32nd Street and I'd say 23rd Street on Broadway was a little bit of a horror show, to be honest. And that's mainly because a lot of the retail storefronts were closed down. And now, as you'll see, everything is pretty much at 100% occupancy, with new restaurants, new shops, tons of coffee shops. It's been really a 180 change. This building here is the Ritz-Carlton Nomad. see a lot of the tables, chairs, Flatiron Nomad. Did a really great job. Another thing I love about New York are these water towers. Again, on the corner of 28th Street and Broadway. This is the new property of the Ritz-Carlton Nomad. It's a really great property. Also great views of the Empire State Building. You could also get the R and the W trains right here. So just 2 years ago, this entire block, all the retail was completely vacant. And now I want to show you across the street. Full occupancy. 7th Street Burger, you have a spa here, a pizza place, Joe and the Juice coffee shop. You have an e-soap store and an ice cream bar, which is like a liquor-infused ice cream place. This is a pretty famous rooftop right here on the corner of 27th Street. It's called 230 Rooftop, 235th. The sidewalk is closed. So here you have the Smith restaurant, which is pretty popular. You can see all the outdoor dining tables here. This I'm pretty excited about. This is Pura Vida, which is very popular in Miami and Fort Lauderdale. I think this is one of the first Pura Vida locations in New York City. And they're opening up yet another Pura Vida location right next to Bryant Park, which I think is going to do really well. Seems pretty busy too. But across the street is the 235th Avenue rooftop bar, which is very popular, but it's just way too crowded all the time. This is my go-to spot here, right across the street. This is an Italian spot, but I always get the New York strip steak here. It's very good quality food, and the pasta is great too. This spot right here. They have multiple locations across New York City, but I really like this one. Usually in the evening, the outdoor dining space is totally full. And in the distance is Madison Square Park. You'll be able to see the Flatiron Building in a minute. This is the skyline, if you will, in air quotes, over Madison Square Park.
Well, and same with mine if it was different.
And now on the corner of 24th Street and Broadway, merging into 5th, you have Italy. Right in front of us now you have the Flatiron Building, which is being converted into condominiums.
어저께 얼굴이 그래가지고.
I know there's a reason for it.
This building right over here is where Jeff Bezos bought his new apartment, and they rented the crane to put all his furniture in. Now, this new development right here is blocking arguably one of the most iconic views of the Empire State Building, which had many people in the community up in arms. This is now Madison Square Park. I think this is one of the original Shake Shacks in the city. And right from this fountain, we're going to have an amazing view of the Empire State Building. Now, if you enjoyed that walking tour from Moynihan Train Hall to Madison Square Park, leave a like on the video and subscribe for more walking tours. And if you're thinking about moving to New York City and purchasing an apartment and you need some help, reach out to me at the email address below and I'd love to work together. But until then, see you all in the next one. Thanks so much for watching.